Hey everyone, Ayminor here. In honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, I'll be releasing a live acoustic version of my song Alright. The song is about being in a relationship with someone who's struggling with their mental health and navigating all the emotions that come with that. And so the song inspired me to sit down with relationship expert Shamaree Brissett in hopes of sharing some tips and tools for others who are navigating a similar situation. So thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So I guess just to get right into it, is it possible to have a healthy relationship with someone who's struggling with their mental health? And if so, what should or shouldn't a person do in supporting their partner and keeping their relationship healthy?
So the short answer is going to be yes, you can. But there are some things that you do want to consider. And so I have 5 things that I think that any relationship should have in order to thrive, but especially if someone is dealing with mental health concerns. And those 5 things would be first, self-awareness, know yourself, and hopefully they do too. Number 2 is going to be communication. So we want to make sure that we're communicating and communicating well. You want to be very intentional and compassionate with your communication. Number 3 would be boundaries. Boundaries are everything to me. I love boundaries. You have to make sure you know your boundaries, they have to know theirs, and then you have to have boundaries for the relationship. And then number 4 is going to be coping skills. And when I say coping skills, these are anything that can help you to manage something that's difficult, right? And so mental health concerns tend to be difficult at times. And so you want to make sure that you have helpful ways to manage that. And then the last one is support. And everyone needs support. So whether that's friends, family, you hire someone, you need a professional, you need professional help, that's therapy, even if it's coaching, any type of support.
And so when you say support, I guess you mean support for you as the partner in the relationship?
Yes. So the person who is struggling with mental health concerns should absolutely have support.
Right.
But even if you do not have your own concerns, you should have a support system as well.
Yeah. No, that totally makes sense. How do you ensure you're not putting your mental health needs too far in the back seat, especially if you struggle with your own mental health?
And this is a tough one because it's going to look different for everyone. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different capacity. However, it's very important, going back to the 5 things any relationship should have. Number 1 is self-awareness. So you need to know yourself really well and what you can handle, and not just I can handle everything, superwoman complex that we have a lot of times, but really just knowing based on your history, based on what you have going on currently, what you can handle, and then those boundaries, like making sure that you're very clear what those boundaries are for yourself and making sure that you stick to it. Because sometimes the other people around us are sticking to it, but sometimes we bend and we fold because we want to help. So making sure that we're sticking to those.
And then how do you know when ultimately it's best to walk away? So I know you just mentioned the boundaries, but when do you know when it's time and too much kind of harm is being done to your mental health?
So I think there's a couple of ways. So one, I would say anyone who has mental health concerns or any issue in life, technically, right, but is not actively working on it, and you're trying to actively help them work on it, at that point you're doing more than what they're doing. I'm a therapist. They always say, don't work harder than your clients. If you're not putting in the effort, I can't do anything for you. Right. And so at that point, that would be one inkling, like, okay, it's been 2 years now. You said you were going to go to counseling. You never did. I can't do this anymore. I think that's reasonable. That's realistic. Like, you've given them time to go ahead and get that help. And then the other thing is, even if they are getting help and it's just too much, so going back to those boundaries and knowing yourself, if it's just become too much for you to handle, if now it's affecting other aspects of your life, because our relationships can impact our work. They can impact our relationships with our friends, our family, outside people. And if I'm not able to show up as my full self anymore, and this is going on for long periods of time, and that varies per person, so it could be 6 months, could be 6 years, but if it's getting to that point, then that is the point that I would say it is healthy for you to choose yourself.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for having this conversation with me. Is there anything else that you want to share with people?
Yes. If you would like relationship advice, tips, tricks, tools to help you to navigate situations like this and others, then you can definitely follow me. And my Instagram is Shamaree LAB. I am a relationship expert and intimacy coach.
Thank you.